So after watching Road to Yesterday, I really needed a comedy, so next I'll be discussing The Wedding Party. This film centers around the wedding of Dozy Onwuka and Dooney Coker, and how the couple and their friends deal with their fighting families and troublesome exes as a reformed playboy gets married. In the beginning of the film, we learn that the groom Dozy is the son of an electronics magnate and high society queen, and Dunny is the daughter of an oil magnate. And we learn that Dozy's mother, aka the high society queen, does not want her son to marry Dunny, believing that their family is too good for the Cokers. So early on, we see these social class distinctions being made. And in the book I mentioned before, So Long a Letter, we also see a mother-in-law's disapproval of her son's wife because her father worked in gold mining and she considered herself to be of a higher, nobler status, similar to the mother in the film. But in the film, the mother eventually comes around. Sorry, spoiler. But in the book, the mother kind of picked and trained another woman to become her son's second wife. So, of course, the movie and book are set in different decades and cultures, but I found the evolution and persistence of class distinctions in marriage interesting. So back to the plot. Next in the film, we see Rosie, a former girlfriend of Dozy, trying to seduce him, but his father walks in and then Rosie leaves. But then Dozy says that he loves Dunny, but asks his father, how does a man stay with one woman for the rest of his life? So this is a much lighter, more comic movie, but it's still posing the same questions about monogamy, infidelity, and love that Road to Yesterday does. And the father responds to his son by saying that he hasn't been the best example, and he's sorry, but there was a time when his wife and him were not like this. But he didn't fight for her when he made mistakes, and he let unforgiveness and bitterness set in. So the Onwukas are similar to Victoria and Uzo in that they let past mistakes go on unforgiven until it was too late to fix them. And Dozy's father tells his son to fight, and Dozy says that there's someone else he should be saying this to, implying that he should be saying this to his wife. But like Road and Yesterday, words seem to be the only way to be able to forgive and move forward. So next in the film, Dozy and Dunny get married, but on the way to the reception, she finds Rosie's underwear in his suit pocket. And Dozy tries to explain, but Dunny says, how could you possibly explain this? And this scene made me think back to Road to Yesterday when Uzo was asking Victoria, is there anything to say? And Dunny says that she cannot live a lie and will not pretend to not see what's actually going on, making the decision between whether you stay or go like the women in So Long a Letter. So Dozy explains that he doesn't know how it got there, and maybe his friends put in there, and that he loves her, which Dunny accepts, and then they go on to the reception. So at the reception, the groom's family, bride's family, their friends, and the couple each take turns dancing to the reception after the mothers argue about who goes in first. And then there are a lot of scenes of people dancing, eating, and celebrating. And there are a few more problems that the couple and families have to go through, but everyone ultimately makes up with each other and continues having fun at the wedding. And if you want to learn more about traditions at Nigerian weddings, then check that out under the references page and see the role of dancing and food has in the weddings. But again, check out my last thoughts for the film The Wedding Party on the website.